Grand Slam beach volleyball is back, as are the FIVB heroes who will provide it. It's the FIVB Beach Volleyball SWATCH World Tour, returning to Stavanger, Norway for the 13th year in succession. A tough week of competition. USA, Ross and Kessy-Ludwig and Goller, the German team, of course, hoping to win what would be a first ever gold medal. They've had 5 previous attempts at it. Is this year the lucky one? Not too lucky for the fans, though, who've bought tickets and turned out. They will doubtless see a wonderful exhibition of beach volleyball, but they've had to brave the rain as they do it. So confirmation of those weather conditions, humidity rising all the time as the rain begins to fall. It's been falling for about an hour now, started around halfway through the bronze medal match, and a rather chilly temperature of just 14 degrees Celsius. The umbrellas are out for the moment, and it's the cold weather gear for April Ross and her partner Jen Kessy, 29 years of age now, and rather ominously for their opponents today from Germany. April and Jen were looking pretty good in the semi-finals today. April serving absolutely fantastically, and Jen Kessy very aware, as she always is, and consistent throughout the court. But what about Goller-Ludwig? Suffered a bit of a dip in form with her partner Sarah Goller at the start of this year, but they are back and looking like they mean business. I haven't seen these girls playing as well for such a long time. Sarah Goller in particular, absolutely magnificent, almost imperious in fact at the net. Her service having something to offer as well. Time to meet the officials. Maria Vilas-Boas from Brazil. She's in charge, and it's Ronnie Stupten who is the second referee. He's local, of course, as are the majority of these fans. Don't be surprised to see them cheering for Europe, but of course they hold these girls in special heart. The USA, remember, world champions here 2 years ago. Winners of the Stavanger Swords on 2 occasions. They today will be wearing blue. Goller-Ludwig and Sarah Goller, crowd favourites wherever they go. Europeans, of course, top European team rather consistently for the last few years. Their seed has dropped to 13 before this tournament. The points here will doubtless help them creep back up. So guaranteed a silver. Remember, they have 5 silvers to the name. The one that's eluded them and evaded them so far is the gold medal for the USA. It's an attempt at gold medal number 9 in international beach volleyball. So the heat is definitely on. Germany won the toss. They chose reception. The USA will serve. And it's the might of April Ross to get us underway in blue, serving from left to right here in Stavanger. Down to business then. Fairly firm sand should help the service run-ups here. All been compacted by the heavy rain that's fallen. The first spike raining down on the USA. Nice bump set by Laura. Sarah just hitting through it into the sand for a good stop. Service targets April Ross for the first time from Germany. Sarah getting the touch, asking rather a lot of Laura to get to that in the second pass. The USA side out brings Jen Kessy to the line. Nice high bump, sets Sarah up again, and look at that power. Real venom. April can't deal with it. 2-1 Germany. It's been a while since this German team were in a final. Got in a Grand Slam final as well. Stad last year. Came second on that occasion, as they have done in the 5 previous finals. Sarah Goller on her first attempt, unable to find the service that she's shown this week. Even Stevens then in the opening exchange. 2-2. April to serve into Goller-Ludwig. Up high. Berliner takes the net on the way through. And the US can celebrate. That famous maze of hand claps and shakes that comes to celebrate every point. It's become a trademark of theirs. I'm sure they'll be trying to give that crowd something to shout about. First year in 2007, World Championship winners in 2009. As Germany win the point, it's also worth remembering that Kessy-Ross finished 3rd in 2008, so 3 consecutive medals before a disappointing 9th last year. Sarah and Laura have only ever reached the Final Four once in this tournament. That was back in 2007. 4th on that occasion, so they've already bettered that. There's the hit from April. And the stateside out to edge ahead at the first side change. Well, many will say that we've had the right final here, whatever happens this week. Both of these teams unbeaten, winning all of their pool play matches. Laura into Sarah, looks to try and finish. Up and adjust at the net with April. Kessy, it's a cut into the acres of space that was available in that stand there. First real lead of the match opened up for the USA. 5-3. Goller rising. Both Germans defending the line. Goller-Ludwig this time that hits the line herself. An important side out for the confidence of the Germans early on in this match. Don't want to fall behind. Of course, don't have the greatest of record in terms of head-to-head between with this US team, I should say. 9 defeats and just 2 wins from their 11 previous encounters. April's up there, hits on the angle, makes it. Sarah Goller yet to find that imperious net fall. April and Jen will be hoping it doesn't appear in the whole match. (6-4). Stronger of the 2 servers out there for the States. Decent serve as well. It's well taken down by Sarah Goller. She looks to finish, but goes straight down the line. Down the middle, it's well read. She peels off. Ludwig's there. Just about made. Defense in extremis from both teams here. That is until Jen Kessy's unable to complete the job. Diving away, Germany back in touch, just a point behind now. Superb left-handed diving dig from both players there. Took their turns to do it. Jen's was the 3rd touch, had to go over. There's brought Goller-Ludwig to the line. Still relatively young in her career here, just 25 years of age. The Berliner Goller-Ludwig. Already in her 8th season on tour though. Line, the call. Bullseye, right on the line in fact. Just nicely pushed across the net. Ludwig with the cross-court defence. Sarah was blocking the line. Nice high bump set. Gives Goller-Ludwig time to set that up. What a swing it was too. Well, these first few minutes of this gold medal match here at this rain-soaked Stavanger Vågenhaga centre court, showing that it's going to be a close affair. We've already seen Brazil claim bronze today. Good serve, tested both players. And Kessy was down. Here's Goller. Up now to try and kill the ball. Cross court it goes on the angle, but wide it goes as well. They change sides with the States back up at 2 points to the good. She looked to go long there to Ludwig. Came straight back from April Ross. Second chance for the Germans. And it's gone their way. Here we go again. Touch on the net from the States. That's the reason the point was stopped. Change of the angle with the bump set. It's well read though by Germany. Here comes Laura Ludwig. There goes the spike. And the point for Germany at throw level. Remember the European champions. And they'll be back in Norway in Kristiansand in August to defend the title they won at home in Berlin last year. Serve that really moved on towards April Ross, but she was able to recover well. Nice swing at the ball. Both German players prepare to receive in the backcourt. Goller able to read it well though. Perfect precision. And it deserves a clap in the rain as well. Nicely executed by Sarah Goller. April this time up in the block. Jen diving to her left. And Jen Kessy was able to get there. 9 points apiece then. Nothing to separate them really. Goller still trying to find that super serve she showed early on in the tournament and of course today. That's a clinical move from the States just to win back the side out. April and Jen paired together since 2007 now. 5th season on tour together. Partnership that produced plenty of good results. 8 gold medals. And of course they're enjoying playing the Grand Slams already this year. Third in the last one and the first of the season, which was held in Beijing in the Olympic Stadium. (11-9) USA. Top serve by April Ross. Nice diving reception by Ludwig. Jen Kessy's there in the block. 3-point lead now for the United States, and what a time to edge it out. Technical timeout. Germany now have something to think about. The United States just about on top here. Good couple of minutes run of scoring and momentum. Out come the energy bars. They've shown their worth on court here in the opening half of this first set. Work to do for Laura and Sada. Fact of that history between these two teams we talked about. The only meeting this year was won by the Americans in straight sets. That was the bronze medal match of the Myslovica Open in Poland. They also met in the semi-finals in the penultimate event last season in China in Sanya. Time it was a 39-minute win, 21-14, 21-14 for the German team, who then went on to lose the final. China walking away with the gold on that occasion at home. Here in Stavanger, Kessy and Ross. playing in one of the most favourite cities on tour for them. And it shows. Now even the luck going their way. You need it as well. Touch off the net on the way through, just landing on the line. Laura watching it wide, at least she thought so. 4 points now, the gap. High bump, there's Ludwig right on the line, and they're back in the game. Need to put together a scoring run here, really. States won't be too concerned yet, still have that 3-point advantage. It's the right time for a German point inside out there. Not the right time for that to happen, though. Attempting to build up some momentum. And the balloon's punctured straight away with this long serve. Both Kessy and Ross knew it had gone long straight away. You can tell how dark it is. They've both got the light enhancers on today. German girls going without sunglasses. A well-executed cut shot from Laura Ludwig. And both teams have had to come through pool play here this week, not the double elimination that you see in the open events. 4 teams in each pool, top 2 qualifying, of course. Laura attempting to put over the first time of asking. There she is with a diving dig, up now with a chance to finish the ball. April Ross was there to deny it. Now the swing comes from Goller. Umpteenth attempt, this time goes in favour of Germany. Now 2 points the difference. By the crowd enjoying this. Quite naturally their support might waver towards the European side. But of course remember the history that this American team have here. They are doubtless well supported. 14-12. Sarah Goller hits it hard. Well dealt with by April Ross. Peels off as a shout of no one. It is a correct shout. That's a point that the Saints will desperately want it as well, just to reassert their lead. Remember the technique of all these players, exceptional. The mental game and the positive emotions, momentum, so important at this level of beach volleyball. Can often make the difference. That's a poke that needed to be made. A little worried that that set might have been drifting a little too close to the net, but Sarah Goller made it well. Thrust the fingers at it. And it's gone through the block of Jen Kessy and right into the corner of the court. This first set still just about alive. 2 points in it. Good cut shot there. Well, the block never really interfering. Look at the change on the angle of the hand there. Direction of the ball. Absolutely flawless. And Kessy just waiting for confirmation that she can serve. Very high set, and a set called for carrying. Well, get on with it is a very quick message from Maria Villas-Boas. Go away is the message, as you can hear. There was the culpable set. Timeout called by Sarah Goller. Well, Laura's still complaining they're not happy with things. The States certainly delighted with how things are going. 4 points now, the difference. No surprise to see a timeout called. by the German team in the hopes that this building United States momentum might subside. Of course, when you get a decision given against you, just affects that mental side of the game that bit more. United States fans braving the rain, hoping to be rewarded for it as well. But the minute they are, just 4 points away from a one-set lead in this gold medal match. Well, that's the way to come back. Ludwig with a swing down the line. Back to 3 points. This is the moment they need to launch their assault on the scoreboard. If they're caused something of a problem here for the States in set one. Big hit down the line. That's it up with by Jen Kessy, who finishes the job with a block. 76 kilometers per hour, you can see. It was a forceful serve. Equally as forceful, though, was the return. It has been a long time since Jen Kessy and April Ross tasted victory here. In the Grand Slam, it was Rome last year. Right, I can tell you, they've gone over a year without winning a gold medal, so it's about time for the Americans. Silver in Shanghai, the closest they've come. And that form that seemed to dip away last year has started to return. Now within 2 points of it, as Laura sends that serve long. Kessy changes tack this time, going against Ludwig. And there's the response. Again, 3 points of difference. Just 2, though, separate the United States from a one-set lead. Had to be rolled over. No real angle shot on. Deep breath from Sarah Goller. Looks to get that pace and power back in her serve. She's up against April Ross here at the net. Ludwig's there. Goller can't get there. That is set point now to the United States of America. April Ross then to serve up for a one-set lead. Targets Ludwig. A chance to try and get the ball for a kill. Sends it long. Germany are set down. The United States have the advantage here in the gold medal match. Comfortably taken in the end. The Europeans must sit back fairly quickly if they're to stay in the hunt. Remember, they've been in 5 finals. They've lost all 5. They've been in wonderful form this week, but so has this American team. Had a difficult semi-final challenge, in fact. Really struggled and fought hard to get the better of the Netherlands. It had a bit easier today in the final. Ross and Kessy 21-16, putting down the accelerator pedal as the final went on. Now have to do the same in the second set if they're to carry it through for the gold medal. For the girls from Southern California, they're experiencing Southern Californian weather at the moment. These two train in Hamburg though. They should be used to it. Moments reflection and thought. And it's the crowd's time to shine. So it's now and ever time to hit back in this set, otherwise the United States would take it in straight sets. I can say the rain's just coming down that little bit harder now. The start is in favour of Germany though. Opportunity presented to the United States. Failure on the swing. Laura though has a service fail. That side out brings April Ross on to serve. April from Newport Beach, California. 6th international season for her. Played a bit more domestically prior to coming onto the international tour, as many of the American players do. This German team thrust into international beach volleyball at a very young age. Laura in season 8, as I said earlier. Laura's been playing a decade at this level. The Bavarian who serves. From Steinberg. Well, they're outboxed tactically there. The United States working the ball around the court nicely. Just creating a different angle from which to attack the ball. It's cut nicely across the block and in front of the defence of Laura. This time better setting from Sarah Goller. Again, in the ball nice and high. But this rain's coming down. I can tell you the wind has died off, so there's no danger in setting the balls nice and high at the minute. It worked for them. I'm not sure April Ross will be able to together. Disappointed though. Made a blocking position. She makes the reception there as well. Up against Goller now. And taking the win. To get a 3-3. Goller-Ludwig the target of the serve. Kessy attempting to poke into the back court. There's Ludwig. A very, very fine cut of the ball across the roof of the net. A confidence-boosting point for Germany. Look at that for definition. Both American players diving away in vain. Here comes Sarah Goller. Kessy down the line, a real clean hit of the ball. 4 points apiece. Clever serving, just made Goller work for that one. Kessy has to get here, third touch this. There's Ludwig, again passing the ball into space. Again, great awareness from the Berliner. Great follower of the Hertha Berlin Sports Club. Goller-Ludwig should have done all the supporters back home proud with that effort. Ooh, she was nearly there again. Well played, Jen Kessy and April Ross though. Again, setting up the right move. Goller-Ludwig disappointed with herself, and this is why she made the position. Just unable to take down the reception. Goller, oh, a wild miss hit of the ball. Well, that's an absolute gift for the USA. And so far it went straight into the advertising hoardings. Service this time is a change. United States varying their tactics. This time they went with Goller. Again, clever positioning of the ball. A rally full of unorthodox swings at the ball. Ends in the end with April Ross forcing the Germans into an early timeout. They've eked out a lead. Germany obviously not happy with how things are going, not just on the scoreboard, but in terms of their play. Taking a moment's breather. Everything going the way of the United States and Kessy and Ross. Oh, they're pumping at the minute. Positive vibe, very positive body language. That's the scene on the blue bench, over in the red corner. They know they're not out. They certainly know they have the quality to do something here. Again, it would be such a shame for them and their fans if they were to lose a sixth straight final. Sixth occasion they've got that. Almost proving a mental block to get past that final obstacle. They have the talent though, the day will come. As referee Maria Village-Bosch braves the rain and prepares to signal that we can get back underway. Super serving, really super serving from April Ross. Oh, what a time to produce it. Germany just taking a timeout, hoping to wipe the slate clean and start again. And down rain the points on them once more. Serve again creeping up on Sarah Goller. This time it's her turn to power the ball across the net. Or rather called April Ross by surprise, hence the point for the German team. Through the kitchen sink at that point. Sarah serving. April Ross into Goller-Ludwig. She now go for the kill. It's a wild effort. Radar turned off, I'm afraid, there. Certainly didn't know where she was hitting. Shake of the head. Self-disappointment. Let's check out the evidence. Well, yet again, those wacky celebrations. I've seen quite a few of them today. Semi-final was hard fought. It's proving a bit easier here in the final. Germany out of your picture, just checking and wanting the referee to come down and have a look at the ball mark here. Of course, the court wet, so it should be easy to spot. In or out. Germany feel it's on the line. In the meantime, second referee from Norway, Ronny Stetten, is coming over to have a look. And it looks as though we might better hear from Maria Village-Bosch.
After ball mark protocol, with final decision that the ball didn't touch the line, so the ball is out. Ball for USA.
USA point then. No line touch. So close though. One thing that isn't close at the minute though, rather worryingly for Germany, is the score. USA running away with this final. You can add another one to it. It's tallying up right against the German goals. It's this sort of a spot in the match where realization dawns on you as a team that it might not be your day. No doubtless fight though. Hope for an opportunity somewhere. And Kessy and April Ross will hope to add to things. Germany over in two, trying to surprise their opponents. Sarah Goller makes a block, and that could be a turning point. Absolute delight. It's something she's failed to do in this match, and something that has been so good in her game all week. Strong serving, brilliant blocking. 11-7, back to within 4 points. Number 9th in the last Olympic Games in 2008, hoping for an improvement in London next year. Oh, superb digging. Keeps Germany in the point. Ludwig with a chance to finish it off. This time it's Ross who keeps the States in with the hunt. Second chance at a kill from Laura. This time she gets it. Now then. The seeds of a comeback have been sown. All thanks to that superb diving dig. She made it twice as well. Some of the best defending we've seen all tournament. Finally a bit of delight. Jen Kessy was unable to keep the ball in. Laura Ludwig to continue serve then. Now just 3 points down. And they trail by a set. No. And that's exactly the sort of workman-like point that the United States needed just to kill off any momentum that was building. It's methodical. And it means that they're again a 4-point difference and gap on the score. Big point this, technical timeout coming up. It's going to be a 3 or a 5 point gap. Make that 5. Jen Kessy climbs high, puts the roof over it at the net. Ludwig can't force it over. 5 points now the difference. And there is the proverbial mountain to climb for Germany. Technical timeout. They know that they're 3/4 of the way there. First set won. Second set in control. The only big mistake from here on in would see it slip away from them. Germany must keep on fighting, must hope for an opportunity and a drop in the level of their opponents. Well, the crowd now that there's more beach volleyball coming up after this. If you want to tune into the men's quarter-finals, it will be Alison Emanuel versus Stavanger and Skavlund, coming up 7 p.m. local time at GMT, plus 2 hours if you want to set your watches wherever you're watching in the world. The women's final though, gold medal match, back underway. States 13-8 up in the second after taking the first set. Jen Kessy makes the block. Chance for Germany though. It's recovered and recovered exceptionally well. Well, Kessy, once she made the block, thought that she'd made the point. That is persistence, and persistence paying off. Sarah Goller at the ready. That's the sort of opportunity they needed. Quick delay whilst there's a signed timeout taken by Jen Kessy. Just wipes away the stuff that was bothering her. Sarah serves forcefully over towards April Ross. Keeps the ball in well. Chance now to swing for the point. There's the block. April Ross now to the party. The United States putting a big barrier up at the net there. Germans knocking on the door, but there's no way through. April Ross kept it well and truly locked. Well, it's cut across. Might just have been drifting out. Jen Kessy usually go for it. Flailing left arm with a touch means that Laura Ludwig will have serve. Here we go again, second look. I think it was heading out, in fact. Line block signalled. Defensive tactics work, and work to perfection. Now then, they claw it back to 3. Needed that little stroke of luck as well. They set the tactics perfectly. And it was that repelling of the ball from Laura Ludwig, just taking enough of the sting of it to see it drop on the line. It'll be she to serve. This time they peel off, this time the States have the better of them. 15-11, and once more they creep in front. Ludwig with the cross-court swing. Denied by the States as Sarah Goller now tries to push it beyond the block. She does so. Germany at least deciding out now. Waiting for that chance to be let back in. All the United States have to do, though, with this three-point advantage, is stay solid. Sarah Goller's job is to force them into some evasive action here. Incapable of it all week. There goes the power again. It's a good serve. Ross doing well to deal with it. Nobody to call. Goller was down there, not the touch that they wanted, and what a recovery. Superb start to the point with a very testing serve from Sarah Goller. Top defending. First the reception, then the pass, and how about that for a finish? Sarah left a little flat-footed. 16-12 now, the score. 5 more points will do it for the USA. A line block to Goller, cross court to Ludwig. Back they peel off. Oh, it's on the line. On the line for the European team. Well, we go back to 3. States keeping their opponents at arm's length here. Germany certainly not letting go of their coattails. There or thereabouts. That was hit into the block, but blocked out. Still quite convincing stuff from the United States. It's been a long time since Rome 2010. Our last Grand Slam win. Big side out though. Again, side out volleyball continues. That's fine for the United States. It's more than what they need. Afford to drop a point. Won't want to give the German team a whiff of any success though. Straight sets is how they want to finish the job. April looks to hit no on the cry, and it's as if there were no one there. Sarah Goller peeling off. And of course it was always a struggle to keep that one in. Jen Kessy serving with a 4-point advantage. Touch on the net through. This time it's Goller the target once more. The tactics have changed. Kessy must get up here and get up quickly. Germany now with a chance to kill. Ludwig hit on the angle, hit down for the point. 15-18 the score. Well, this second set much more of a battle in the rain here. Germany towards, at least in the second half of it, holding their own. Really starting to stand up for themselves. Up goes Ross, and it's a fairly regulation roll down the line. They're now within 2 points of victory. Maybe a bit early to sort the victory dance yet. He's obviously confident. Well, the play is such as that one, every reason to be. April Ross finds the power serve again. Well, a net touch. Disappointing way to give away the point that brings up match point. Sarah Goller and Ludwig have played some awesome beach volleyball here this week. Unbeaten until now. But there are 5 match points in favour of the United States to pick up their first Grand Slam win since Rome last year. April Ross, cross court in towards Ludwig. German now rises, swing at the point, but it's well read. Over in 2, onto the line. It's not the cleanest of hits. But it's a gold medal for the first time in a very long time for April Ross and Jen Kessy. An unlucky 6th defeat in a gold medal match for Germany. Goller and Ludwig playing so well this week. But for the 3rd time in Stavanger, it's another set of those big swords for April Ross and Jen Kessy. They really do enjoy playing in Norway. 5 appearances, 3 wins, and only once they failed a medal. This was the time and the point on which the gold was sealed. But they have, in difficult conditions here, been superior in this final matchup. So the hugs are well deserved. The hand-clapping routine, I'm sure, will be out once again, and I'm sure we can hear from them in just a moment or two down on the court. United States fans braving the rain, but their flag has been well done. So then, all time to go down to Peter Clayton, who is with the winners. Let's see how they react to the win.
Sorry, April.
Jen, it's a year since gold, and you've done it in Stavanger. A year since gold, you've done it in Stavanger.
Oh my God! A 3rd sword. I cannot believe it.
I can't believe it either. I'm so excited.
This place is magical for us.
Yeah.
It is something that we just, I don't know, it just feels good here, and we love it.
Yeah.
April, some amazing serving from you today.
Oh,
Yeah, it helped out a lot. Helped a lot. I mean, I don't know where it comes from. I just throw it up there and hit it.
I think it's the center court. She just feels it for sure.
So some celebrations tonight.
Oh God, I don't know. I'm just so excited right now. We've been playing so hard all season. We've been battling and battling and battling, and it hadn't come yet. Our win hadn't come, and we're so happy that it happened here.
Well done, guys.
Thank you. Hi, Grandpa.